Not all rose oud fragrances are created equal. Some will get you compliments in a crowded room, some will clear a room out. They're not meant to impress anyone, but they are meant to transform how you experience the fragrance. So, today I'll be breaking down rose ouds in 3 levels: easy to wear, a bridge fragrance, and the challenging to wear. Stay tuned. Get your vibe just right. So, welcome back to the Twilly's 2 Cents channel. If you haven't already, please hit me up with a subscribe. And yeah, more videos coming soon. But let's jump right into these rose oud fragrances. So, simply, what is a rose oud fragrance? Well, of course, as the name sounds, you're going to have some floral sweetness from the rose mixed in with some resinous woodiness from some oud. This is a combination that has some cultural roots in Middle Eastern perfumery, and the spectrum from these can range from like a clean, fresh type of a rose oud, which is more, rosy fresh, all the way over to the dark, smoky, animalic side where the oud kind of takes the forefront. So why does this combination work so well? So you have the rose that kind of, it's like the yin and yang type of situation that's going on. The rose, you get the floral sweetness. On the opposite side, you get the oudiness, the woodiness that kind of grounds that rose. The rose kind of uplifts the fragrance. So you have a perfect match in those 2 notes. Starting with level 1, you're going to have a rose oud fragrance that's going to be more mass appealing, something that's more easier to wear. And for me, in my collection, the perfect example I have for that fragrance is coming from Mason Francis Kirkjohn, and that is Oud Satin Mood. So the thing with Oud Satin Mood is that it is a soft, powdery, floral, a bit of sweetness with some strawberry. Very easy to wear, mass appealing in my opinion. And the oud in this is not on the animalic side. It's one of those ouds that are easier to wear and what I would consider a great entry level fragrance into experiencing ouds. This type of a fragrance will fit things like your date nights, your evening nights out where you want to go out, you still want to be amongst the crowd, but you don't want to have a oud that's going to be more on that animalic side that could kind of like have people wondering sometimes in not so good of a way about what it is that you're wearing. But this one right here is perfect as a level 1 oud rose fragrance. If you were to come across somebody that says they don't really like ouds, this will probably be the one that will kind of get them into it. A little fun fact, I let one of my friends smelled this one about a week ago. Not big into fragrances, but he did get a chance to smell this one and said, hey, this smells nice. And when it comes to oud, when somebody says it smells nice, it's not really into fragrances, you got one that's easy to wear. All right, so next we're moving into level 2 rose oud fragrances. This is the level where I call it the bridge. Things are gonna be a little bit more oudy, a little less sweet, still wearable, but you're gonna start to get a little bit of that funk that comes along with the oud. So it's gonna be a little bit more animalic, smoky, that resinous woods that you would get from oud. So in my opinion, the best bridge rose oud fragrance in my collection, I have this little 10 ml bottle coming from Bodicea that's going to be Dasmin. So with a rose oud fragrance like this, you're gonna get something that's a bit more refined, a bit more upscale. So look towards these rose oud fragrances when you want to attend those special events, those formal events where you dress up, have a nice night out. This isn't your casual wear, your white tees and stuff like that. None of the above. This is more for a elegant experience, more exquisite taste when it comes to this one. And with this fragrance right here, it's more of the type of a rose oud where you still get a nice jammy rose in this one, but it's something that's in this one that's kind of akin to like a wine, like a red wine. And the oud, you have just the right amount of funk in this one to where it still won't be off-putting to somebody that may smell it in close proximity. So this is the fragrance that I would consider to be a perfect bridge from a mass appealing rose oud like the Oud Satin Mood into another fragrance that is more challenging, like the one I would talk about next, a perfect bridge with Bodacia's Jasmine. Now we've reached level 3 when it comes to rose ouds. These are going to be your more challenging ones. More so, these fragrances to me are meant for your personal experience, your personal enjoyment only. A fragrance that I would like to mention from the same house of Bodacia would be Nebulous. With that fragrance right there, you're going to have something that includes a very animalic oud, something that can be off-putting, that can seem fecal to some, especially when you smell it upon initial spray. But I don't have Nebulous yet or with me because of the price that it costs. But I do have a great alternative to that fragrance, which will definitely get you close, I would say about 95% to the experience of Nebulous for probably like a 10th or a 15th of that price. So the fragrance I have is from Tiaf Al Emirate, and this is UAE Oud. So with UAE Oud, of course you got the rose, but the rose is kind of in the background, but it's not like so much in the background. It's still kind of midways with the oud that's more raw, more animalic, more upfront and in your face. The rose in this fragrance can feel a bit darker, but still be jammy and fruity in nature. And of course, as I already stated, this is a type of fragrance that can be very polarizing, but this is one that you want to sit down and chill with, when you want to just sit back and meditate on whatever it is that you've been thinking about throughout the day, or something that you may be looking forward to in the future. This is the type of scent to sit with, relax, and just let your mind go. Now, can you still pull this one off in very special occasions? I would say yes, you can. But in my experiences with rose ouds like this one and like Bodacia's Nebulous, is that you have to spray these ahead of time. So if you got an event coming up, this is one that you probably want to spray like 1 to 2 hours before that event starts, because the initial blast of this fragrance can be very fecal, animalic type, which could definitely be off-putting to whoever is around you. So in order to give that, that top layering a chance to wear off a little bit, and to let the blend of the oud and the rose kind of, blend more, give this one some time to sit after the initial spray. So in closing, if you're new to the fragrance journey and you're new to notes of oud and rose, notes that you don't normally find in your Macy's stores and things of that nature, this would be the way to kind of jump into it and kind of go through the experience. Because if I had to smell a rose oud first off, and I was to smell this one, it would probably ruin my experiences with the rest of the rose oud by not even giving them a chance. So just to recap, we have an easy, mass appealing wear from Mason Francis Kirk John's Oud Satin Mood. And we're going to bridge that rose oud fragrance with another one into our level 2. A bit more challenging, but still wearable. Jasmine from Bodacia the Victorious. And then we get into the real challenging oud connoisseur stuff from Tiaf Al Emirate, UAE Oud, or Bodacia Nebulous, if you've ever smelled that one. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little breakdown of 3 levels of rose oud fragrances. And yeah, once again, don't forget to subscribe, click the notification bell, drop me some comments below of some of the best rose oud fragrances that you have smelled, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.